Happiness is everything it needs to be. Happiness has everything it needs to have.
I don't think it's my affair.
But he is one of your men.
Oh, broadly speaking. If he went around...
But you don't know what he's doing.
How long?
3 weeks now, nearly.
And you suspect...
The worst.
I don't think he's that sort of fellow.
Well, you don't know him.
Well, I suppose I could make a few inquiries. Right word in the right direction. Sergeant Strickland? Moment of your time, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Oh, hello, Mrs. Miller.
Matter of some delicacy, Sergeant. Mrs. Miller is worried about her husband.
Oh, dear.
Is he getting a bit in the side, Sergeant?
You mean, Oh, no, sir. No, good grief, no. I'd sooner suspect my own mother.
Mother?
Father, I suppose.
I see. Not feeling his oats, then? Oh, forgive the rough soldierly talk, Mrs. Miller. Best to get straight to the crux of the matter.
I'm not a child, Inspector.
Brave girl. Well then, Sergeant, just what is going on?
Well, what seems to be the trouble, sir?
The trouble is, Sergeant, that Constable Miller, so Mrs. Miller tells me, has been on night duty now for...
3 weeks now, nearly.
3 weeks now, nearly.
As long as that, sir.
You mean you didn't know?
Well, Constable Miller did come to me some 10 days or so ago, sir, and asked if he might have a further spell on night duty, sir. The 3 weeks I...
And you allowed this?
Yes, sir.
Without considering the implications?
The men do sometimes come and ask, sir.
To stay on night?
Well, no, days usually, I'll grant you.
Exactly. You do realise the implication of a man asking to stay on nights?
He said the air was fresher, sir.
I see.
And so I told him if he could find a man to swap with, then enter it up in the book. And
Bring me the book. Cup of tea?
No.
Coffee?
No, thanks.
Now we're getting somewhere.
You want me to stay, sir?
Yes. Ah. Now, here's an entry for the 8th. Constable Miller exchanged duties with Constable Ritter.
He told me he was ill.
Your husband told you?
That Ritter was ill. And I met Mrs. Ritter. I felt such a fool. And your husband's back better, I said. In a supermarket.
Oh, and here's another on the 27th of last month. Constable Miller exchanged duties with Constable Tom.
Yes, he got married, if you remember, sir.
Sex seems to hang over this station like a miasma. Is it spring, Sergeant Strickland?
Not officially, sir. It's been rather mild, though, hasn't it?
I remember last April, Sergeant Wedderburn.
Oh, yes. So I wonder what he's doing now, sir.
Lying about on some beach somewhere, I suppose. Yeah, that seems to be the last.
Yes, I think it is. The first, rather.
The first. Very well, then. Let's assemble the evidence. On the 27th of last month, Constable Miller exchanged duties with Constable Tom and has been continuously on night duty ever since. Now, to you, Sergeant Strickland, he gave his reasons as ones of health, fresh air, and so on, while to Mrs. Miller, he gave reasons of sickness. Constable Ritter's, that is. There ought to be something in that, I feel.
I don't really see why.
Oh, people don't do these things haphazardly, Mrs. Miller. There's a pattern there, and we ought to hang on to it.
Oh, there is just one thing, sir.
What?
Constable Miller always managed to get number 3 beat, sir.
Always?
Always, sir.
The plot thickens. I wonder if the number 3 has any significance. Was he a third child?
No.
Number 3. Down Elm Street, round the Crown and Sceptre, up the avenue, and down the back double Stanley Crescent.
Yeah, I think we can put it down further than that, sir.
Go on.
Well, number 3 beat, rendezvous with number 4 at the corner of Elm Street there.
Yes.
We've had reports, sir, that Constable Miller has been late for his rendezvous.
Then it is a woman. You know what Elm Street's like.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Miller.
What time is that rendezvous?
20:15 hours, sir, more or less.
Too late tonight, then.
As always, tomorrow, sir.
But what can we do?
Follow him, Mrs. Miller. Follow him on his beat. Discreetly, of course. Now, get back home. Good night's rest. And not a word to your husband about this.
Oh, well, thank you, Inspector Potter. Thank
Least we can do. Sergeant Strickland! Is Constable Miller getting a bit on the side, Sergeant?
No, sir. Good grief, no, sir. What gross thought, sir.
Way, I'd trust him with my own grandmother. That is, if she was over 100 and paralysed from the waist down. Swine. The randy, two-faced, double-dealing swine. Where's he getting it? Where's he getting it? Where's he getting it? Where's he getting it?
I'm just as upset as you are, sir.
You don't look it. You don't seem to be.
I'm not demonstrative like you are, sir.
What is your opinion of marital infidelity, Mother?
Oh, you're back.
Hello, love.
Hello. Come into bed.
Oh.
Well, I don't sleep very well in the daytime, love. You know that.
So it's our old friend the Grim Reaper, is it? Not some lush bint we could all have a crack at. Great Burke.
He never even liked Spencer much.
Mooney, that's his trouble. That wife's wasted on him.
Thought that occurred to me too, sir.
Keep your eyes off her, Sergeant.
All's fair, if you'll pardon the expression.
I'm not having unorganised immorality sprouting up all over this station. Got that? Get Miller in there.
Wanted to see me, sir?
Yes.
Sergeant Strickland tells me I've been taken off nights, sir.
I was a 7-stone weakling. That's what you look like.
Well, I'd very much like to stay on night, sir, if that's possible. The air...
Pressure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all the others can breathe the stale, sooty daytime air, but you...
Well, they don't seem to mind,
Something the matter with your lungs, Miller?
No, sir. But I like to think, sir. It's quiet at night, and I like to think. Yes, sort of, sir.
What are you, an intellectual or something?
No, sir.
Getting faddy about your health, Miller?
No, not really, sir.
You'll damn well die like the rest of us!
I wasn't trying to put myself above anybody else, sir.
Oh, that's very magnanimous of you, Miller. What condescension. What generosity of spirit.
I didn't mean
Mouth
it.
shut, Miller. Now you'll die, Miller, like the rest of us. Your lungs caked and spongy with soot, and you won't waste the forces time thinking about it. Got that?
Sir?
You worried about something, Miller?
No, sir.
A worried policeman is a bad policeman, Miller.
I know that, sir.
Death is the cure of all diseases, Miller, nothing more. We don't spend our lives worrying about our eventual medicine, do we?
No, sir.
Because we're prone to it. We have to guard against it. Policeman's melancholy. In constant contact as we are with society's aberrations. Oh, but you know all this. What was the first thing you learned as a cadet, Miller? A melancholy policeman is a bad policeman. Well, don't you forget it.
I won't, sir.
All right, Miller, off you go. No more brooding. And no more voluntary night duty. Man is not a nocturnal creature. I don't want you trying to make him into one.
I won't, sir.
Policeman's honour.
Policeman's honours.
Brave lad.
Thank you, sir. So I couldn't tell him, could I? Or should I have done? I mean, I wasn't trying to deny you or anything like that. Not like, well, whatever his name was did. I'm not very well up in all this, as you can see. I mean, well, I don't know that I believe in you at all, really. No offense. I don't want to offend you. I don't see why you should be offended anyway. I mean, well, I wouldn't be offended if somebody said that they didn't believe in me. Worried? Yeah. Well, I just tried to prove to them. Is that what you're trying to do? But why me? Or are there others? Others that you talk to, I mean? These things that you say, though, I mean, I'm not one of these philosophers, sort of things I've read about in books sometimes. Books I never even finished.
Come and finish your tea.
All right for you.
Couldn't be better. How late does he stay out, usually?
4 o'clock last night. Well, you don't have to worry about him like I do.
Well, I'd put him back on nights, but Strickland would get ideas.
He was round here last night.
Strickland?
Mm.
The creep. What's he say?
Oh, some story about investigating Graham's reasons for wanting to go on night duty.
I might have to put a few little explosions into Strickland's life.
Well, I don't care about Strickland. What about Graham?
Well, I don't want to talk about him.
I can't fathom it. I mean, he liked Spencer.
No, he was another one.
Spencer?
Another bloody Boy Scout. Trying to stop a 10-tonner on Wind-Up Hill.
His mother was furious.
Oh, they're going soft in the head or something.
To go and sit looking at his grave all the time. Look, you talk to him.
I've talked to him.
You talk to him. Hmm?
All right. Are you trying to annoy me, Miller? Shut the door. Well,
What did they see me, sir?
did you or did you not hear my question?
About annoying you, sir?
About annoying me, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir, I'm not.
Then why are you still mooning about at night?
I'm not, sir.
Your wife told me. You don't appreciate her, you know, Miller. As nice a piece of knitting as I've laid eyes on.
I don't...
What? Speak up.
Well, I don't think you should talk about my wife in that way, sir.
Oh? Oh, why not? Don't you agree with me, then?
It's not a question of agreeing with you.
Just a minute. Sergeant Strickland? Sergeant Strickland, you've met Mrs. Miller. Would you or would you not describe her as a nice piece of knitting?
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. There, you see, it's an accepted truth. Now, if I may continue. As nice a piece of knitting as I've laid eyes on, and you don't appreciate her.
Yes, I do, sir.
I see. You appreciate her so much that at a time when you might be snuggled up in bed with her, you're out tramping the streets. What for? Fresh air? Contemplation?
No, sir.
What then?
I'd rather not say, sir.
Your feelings do you credit, boy. The very picture of silent grief. Taking it like a man. Letting concealment like a worm in the bud feed on his damask cheek.
Afraid I don't
Oh,
understand
come on,
you.
Pete Miller, don't annoy me again.
I don't want to, sir.
You think we don't know where you get to at nights?
Where?
Ah, that's different, isn't it? Now it's where. Down at that damn boneyard, that's where you get to. Mooning about like a sickly schoolgirl.
It's quiet down there, that's all.
Makes me vomit just to look at you down there, staring at that grave. You won't come back, you know, Miller.
Well, that's what we don't know, sir. Well, at least I don't.
Well, I'm telling you, Miller. I'm telling you, he won't come back. Dead, finished, kaput. Just a heap of rotting bones. So what do you mean that's what you don't know?
I think he spoke to me, sir. He spoke to me.
Spoke to you? Hmm?
Yes, I think so, sir. I mean, I'd swear that he did, but
You think so? Spencer's been dead for 6 weeks, but he spoke to you.
Oh, not Spencer, sir. Spencer's dead. Not Spencer, sir.
Who then?
Not Spencer, sir.
Who then? If not Spencer, who?
Christ, sir. Jesus. On the cross.
What cross?
Cross in the churchyard, sir.
Spoke to you? Hmm?
Well, yes, I think so, sir. That's what I've been trying to investigate. Can I go now, sir?
Can he go now, sir? Stay where you are, Miller! Oh. We've offended him, have we? Oh, we mustn't have that. Oh, blessed Miller. How can you bear to stay in the same earth as we dirty mortals? Oh, but you must be humble, that must be it. Sergeant Strickland, we mustn't keep this joyous news to ourselves, blessed Miller. Come in, shut the door.
I want to go now.
This is the new member we've got, Saint Miller of the Boneyard. Well, don't stand there, man, on your knees. Don't you know when you're in the presence of divinity, you oaf?
I want to go now, sir.
Oh, you hear that? He keeps saying that. He wants to go from amongst us and rejoin his maker. Any sign of a burning fiery chariot in the car park, Strickland?
Not that I've noticed, sir.
Oh, but we haven't asked him about his stigmata. Ask him about his stigmata,
What
Strickland.
about your stigmata?
Oh, no, show reverence. Reveal unto us thy stigmata, O blessed Miller of the Elm Street graveyard.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Don't speak to your superior officer in that way, Miller. You know what this Burke says? He's been mooning about that churchyard because Jesus Christ has been having little chats with him.
I didn't say
Now
that.
shut up!
Well, if he has, what did he say?
Oh, we haven't got around to that, have we? What did he say to you, Miller?
I'd rather not say, sir.
A Merry Christmas to all our followers.
I'd rather not say, sir.
You don't have any choice, Constable Miller.
I'd rather not say, sir.
Here's an interesting report, Mother. An investigation into all those visions soldiers used to say they had in the First War. You know, the Angel of Mons and all that. What do you make of that?
There he is. Mr. Miller! Mr. Miller! Mr. Miller! No! Mr. Miller!
Get back to your bench, Mrs. Latimer. Get back to your
Mr.
bench.
Miller! Did he say anything, Mr. Miller? Did he say anything about my little girl? He must have said something, Mr. Miller. Jenny, her name was. Jennifer.
Blasphemy, blasphemer, bloody blasphemer. You get back to your bench.
And what was your purpose in continuing to frequent the churchyard?
Investigation, sir. Investigation and verification, sir.
But what did you hope to achieve? You're not trained in theology, I take it?
No, sir.
Or even psychic research?
No, sir. It was just... Well, it was an unusual occurrence, sir, and it was on my beat.
But did these investigations lead anywhere?
Well, it's rather hard to say, sir. It might have been different if I could have understood what the voice said.
Alleged voice.
Alleged voice said, sir?
You mean you couldn't hear?
Oh, no, I could hear well enough, sir. It was just that I couldn't make head nor tail of it. I made notes, actually, sir.
Huh?
Well, I didn't make it a note the first night because, well, I was too amazed.
I see.
But I got all the rest, sir. And on the second night, he didn't say anything until I'd given up and was just going.
And then?
And then he said, "What is a book without eyes?"
What is a book without eyes?
Yes.
Go on.
Well, then the next night he started right off. If it wasn't always dark, why should we need the daylight? I puzzled over that one.
Never
so
mind about the interpretation, Constable.
No, sir. But I always had the feeling that I almost knew what he meant.
What else did it say?
Well, then there was... It isn't always similar, sir.
What isn't? Let me see. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Where does a man live? The knee is nearer than the ankle. This is the work of a prankster, Miller.
Well, yes, I thought that myself at one
And
time.
did you caution this alleged voice that if it was some sort of joker, it might be committing a breach of the peace?
Oh, no. No, I didn't, I'm afraid, sir.
Ah, hello. Haven't kept you waiting, I hope. My afternoons are,
Very busy.
very fully occupied.
I'm Inspector Potter.
Ah, how do you do?
This is Superintendent Melchior.
How do you do?
And this is Constable Miller.
Well, what an impressive array, half the police force.
I hope we haven't...
Oh, no.
We've come to take advantage of your expert advice, I'm afraid.
Expert, me. Oh, how smashing. Well, look, sit down, won't you? Over there.
Thank you, sir.
It's a religious matter, really.
Oh, well,
Let's get to the point. Your church is on Constable Miller's beat.
Ah.
He says that he's had visions, or something, in your churchyard.
Well, not exactly visions, sir.
Voices.
Visions, eh?
Voices.
Quite. Joan of Arc bit, Song of Bernadette. Well, now then, what sort of voices, huh?
Well, sir, it's from the cross, the crucifix. Like a sort of...
Yes, I see, from the crucifix. That cross has been there, years.
What we want to know is, in your opinion, is this sort of thing possible?
Ah, now, honestly, isn't this interesting?
Yes, but...
possible. Yes. Well, yes, I see no reason why. On the other hand, of course, unlikely, I suppose. Mind you, there are precedents, of course, from less sophisticated ages, and the RCs, they go in for it a lot, this sort of thing.
But is it possible?
Ah, well, now, I don't know that I care to commit myself as far as that.
Let's divide the question into two.
Look here, do you really think...
First of all, theologically, or dogmatically, or whatever it is such an occurrence possible? What does the church say?
That's really a matter for, the bishop, I suppose. Look, I'll give you his number.
Yes, but you must have some idea of where your church stands. I mean, forgive me.
No, not at all. Frank expression.
If someone came to me and said, what do the police think about breaking and entering...
But that is the difference, you see, with purely temporal matters. But I think I can answer your question. If I may venture to interpret my church's opinion on this...
Please.
I think my church's answer would be a qualified yes.
I see. Then to go on to the second part of the question, where would you stand on this issue?
Myself?
Yes.
Well, naturally, on the broad lines of policy and belief, I stand four square with my church.
Yes, but?
But on this particular, and if I may say not really fundamental problem, my attitude may somewhat differ. A difference of emphasis, you understand, not of interpretation.
Quite. And the answer?
Qualified no. There.
Sorry.
Look, all I wanted was to know about Jennifer.
Please, Mrs.
He must have said something. He never came back down on Earth just for the fun of it.
Look, will you please go home, Mrs.? I don't know anything about it.
Keeping it all to yourself, aren't you? Keeping it all to yourself. I know your salt. Oh, God, get out!
You choose your girlfriends, all right, don't you?
You're keeping it to yourself. You're meant to spread the word, you bastard!
She's been out there all day.
She's just a nutcase, that's all. What's that supposed to mean?
What?
Huh?
Well, she's not the one who hears voices.
Oh, I see. I see.
Well, honestly, of all the childish stories.
I see.
Graham.
You don't believe me, do you?
Oh, do you want something to eat?
No, come on. You don't believe me.
Look, why don't you take some leave? You're due for some. Get away somewhere.
What for?
Well, I think maybe you've been
Overdoing it, yes, I know.
Look, do you think I'm going to go on living like this with people like that?
Well, I can't help that, now can I?
Yes, yes, you can.
No, there, Roger. Come on, wake, come on, love, wakey.
I'm not serving him.
What do you mean you're not serving me?
I said I'm not serving him, and that's an end to it. I'm not serving blasphemers and heathens.
You give us some soup, love, will you?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not having my ladle soiled by him.
All right, then keep the bloody soup.
There. That's it, isn't it? You see what they're like? Destroyers.
Give us a bit of pie, will you?
Yeah, what do you think you're playing at?
All I want is
I know what you want, mate. You want a bit of self-control, that's what you want.
Oh.
You're not getting any pie here.
Come on,
I said
come
you're
on.
not getting any pie here.
All right, well, I'll help myself then.
Oh, you pig!
This is great! Come on, straight
Well, you're in charge, Miller. What happens now?
Well, just have to wait, sir. Just sit and let your mind go blank. That's how it happens.
Shall I get some chairs? Do you think we have some deck chairs in
No. Just sit.
It's not blank, exactly, sir. You have to sort of meditate, think about life and death.
Meditate.
Sort of contemplate.
Contemplate one's navel, eh? I feel we ought to pray, something like that.
Miller said sit, just sit.
This is getting beyond a joke.
It was earlier.
It's upstairs for you, my beauty.
Oh.
Up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire.
No one could call you romantic.
No. Up you go, Buttercup.
Well, if no ifs,
but
no buts. Good night, Vicar. Sorry to have involved you in this nonsense.
would you?
I've decided that you shall be suspended from duty pending a full inquiry, Miller.
Perhaps I was mistaken then, sir. Mistakes can happen. You can hear some funny things at night.
Meanwhile, I take it a medical report can be arranged, Inspector?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Off you go, Miller. I'm off home to the embrocation bottle.
Good idea, sir.
Potter?
Didn't you like a dance, did you, Strickland? You really ought to go on the stage, sir. Don't overreach yourself, Strickland.
Excuse me.
Where do you think you're going?
Just going out for a bit.
Where?
Just a bit of a walk, that's all.
You're going to that place again, aren't you?
I'm just going for a walk.
Well, I won't be here when you get back, I warn you.
Please.
I won't.
You don't try to understand me, do you?
I won't be here when you get back, that's all.
Can't you say anything else?
If you go down to that place again, I
I
won't
won't
be
be here when you get back. All right. Don't be. Here you are. Just don't be.
That's him.
Potter. Yes. Good. Splendid. Yes. I have to go out, Mother. A rather troublesome case. Oh, Mrs. Miller will be coming round shortly. She can have the room next to mine. Ought to get out more, Mother. Social life, parties, do you good. It is written that the seagull does not need sandals. How long is a short piece of rope? Dear sir, further to our divine conversations of the past few weeks, I would like to point out...
It was you! It was you!
Convincing, though, wasn't it? How long is a short piece of rope, you great Burke? It was me. It was me! All the time it was me!
You liar! It wasn't you before!
Of course it was me.
All right. It wasn't me before.
This is terribly sexy, but could I get up now, please? Well, just about finishes here, isn't it? Assaulting a superior officer. Look out. Oh! It was me! It was me all the time! All the time it was me!
She's gone. Packed up and gone. Don't go. We can look after you. Don't go.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up! 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 Shut up!